the quiet suburbs of Willow Grove, Zara Blackthorne faced an unsettling mystery in her own home. A quaint Victorian house, passed down through generations, now harboring secrets that refuse to stay buried. Zara's world, a cozy writing nook by the bay window, manuscripts scattered across an antique desk, the weight of writer's block heavy on her shoulders. She'd always found inspiration in old houses, but this one, it was different. Zara stared at the blank page before her, the cursor blinking, mocking her inability to write. Her mind wandered to her childhood, growing up in a family of storytellers and historians. The weight of expectation always present. The clock ticked past midnight as Zara pored over her notes for her latest novel. Willow Grove, a town with a hidden past, founded in 1856 by settlers with dark secrets, whispers of curses, and things that lurk in the shadows. One name kept appearing in her research: the Willow Grove tragedy of 1902. A family vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispers and fear. Zara's fingers traced the faded newspaper clippings. The Holloway family gone in a single night. No bodies found, no explanation given. Her great-grandfather had been the lead investigator. His notes, cryptic and incomplete. Zara's mind wandered to the house's history. Unexplained noises, objects moving on their own. Always dismissed, always explained away. But now, it was her turn to face the unknown. With a deep breath, Zara made a decision. She would explore the house, room by room. Each step, a journey into the past. The floorboards creaked beneath her feet, as if trying to warn her away. But Zara pressed on, drawn by an unseen force and the need for answers. The living room filled with antique furniture, each piece a silent witness to decades of history. Zara's hand brushed against a dusty mirror. For a moment, she thought she saw another face reflected. The kitchen, where meals had been prepared for generations. The air, thick with the scent of forgotten recipes. A chill ran down her spine, as she felt unseen eyes watching her every move. The attic door creaked open at her touch, as if welcoming her, or perhaps trapping her. Inside, the air was thick with dust and forgotten memories. Shadows danced on peeling wallpaper, whispering tales of past horrors. Zara's flashlight beam cut through the gloom, revealing old trunks and shattered picture frames. She thought of the vanished family, retracing their final steps in this very house. Her heart raced as she approached an old trunk. Each step a groan of protest beneath her feet. The higher she climbed into the attic, the more oppressive the air became, as if the very walls were closing in, hiding their secrets. Zara's mind flashed to her research. Decades of unexplained phenomena, all centered here. A floorboard creaked behind her. Zara whirled around, flashlight beam dancing wildly. Nothing, just shadows and dust. But then, she saw it. A trunk slightly open at the far end of the attic. It shouldn't be open, not after all these years. With trembling hands, she lifted the lid wider. The trunk was filled with old letters and photographs. And there, sitting atop the pile, was a diary. Zara's breath caught in her throat as she opened it, and gasped. Inside, frantic scribbles filled the pages. The last entry sent chills down her spine. There in the walls. They've always been here. Watching. Waiting. Memories of old town legends flooded back. Of families vanishing, of whispers in the night. Zara's mind raced, connecting the dots. The house's dark history, the recurring disappearances. She flipped through the diary, each page revealing more of the Holloway family's final days. Their descent into paranoia, their desperate attempts to escape. The house groaned around her, as if awakening from a long slumber. And then she heard it. Whispers coming from within the walls. "Join us, Zara," they seemed to say. "You're part of this now. You can't escape." Panic gripped her heart. She had to get out. This wasn't just an old house. It was something beyond her understanding. But as she turned to flee, the attic door slammed shut. Zara pulled at the handle. It wouldn't budge. The whispers grew louder, closer, surrounding her, enveloping her. She pressed her back against the wall, trapped as shadows took form around her. Ghostly figures with hollow eyes and twisted smiles reached for her with spectral hands. She recognized their faces from old photographs. The vanished family, trapped for over a century. "You belong with us now, Zara," they whispered. "Join us in the house that never forgets." Zara screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the hungry walls. She closed her eyes, praying it was all a nightmare. But when she opened them, the faces were closer. Cold fingers brushed against her skin, drawing her deeper into their world of endless night. Zara fought, struggling against the pull of oblivion. Her mind flashed to her unfinished novel, her own unfinished story. Images of her life flashed before her eyes. Childhood memories, family gatherings, her first published story. As the shadows enveloped her, Zara realized the terrible truth. She had become part of the house's dark history. Her disappearance, the next chapter in its tragic tale. The house had called to her, to join its collection of lost souls. Zara felt her body fading, her essence merging with the house itself. She became one with the whispers, a guardian of forgotten victims and untold horrors. The next morning, Willow Grove awoke to another missing person. No trace of Zara Blackthorne or the secrets she uncovered. But in the old Victorian house, a new whisper joined the chorus of the damned. And on quiet nights, locals swear they see a light in the attic window, and hear whispers carried on the wind. Beware the house on Maple Street, for some stories are better left unwritten, and some writers become characters in tales they never meant to tell. In Willow Grove, the seasons change, but the house remains a silent keeper of secrets. Zara Blackthorne had found her story at last. In death, she became the muse she'd always sought in life. And so, the legend of the Willow Grove tragedy lives on. A tale of curiosity punished and mysteries eternal. Where the walls between reality and fiction are as thin as the pages of an unfinished manuscript.